Harnessing the power of visualization and positive affirmations. The science behind visualization and performance. Symbolic learning theorists differentiate between the act of mental practice, using symbolic and actual physical practice, as two distinct forms. This suggests that psychological and physical practice are underlying mechanics. Compelling evidence from motor behavior and cognitive psychology has supported the notion that mental and physical practice are of other modalities. However, whether they are distinct forms of practice is still open for debate. A distinct form of practice will lead to varying outcomes despite similar conditions in the same form of practice, or similar results from different forms of practice. Experimental support for the act of mental practice and the imagery perspective comes from studies and reviews of studies on the effects of mental practice using actual mental practice tasks and manipulation checks. A manipulation check is a post-experimental questionnaire or interview that assesses the participant's strategies or thoughts during an experimental task and checks whether the participant's condition differs from a control condition. This will be the focus of subsection 1.1 on the impact visualization on performance. The imagery and symbolic learning perspective are the two types of theoretical approaches to understanding the effects of visualization on performance. Although similar, they differ in the content and form of visualization. The imagery perspective suggests that visualization is a mental recreation of an event using all the senses. This perspective assumes that the brain and muscles act identically to the actual execution of the movement and that the imagery experience is a direct facsimile of the real-life experience. The concept of the bioinformational theory is included in the imagery perspective. This theory suggests that image and bodily response are interdependent. Each can evoke and modulate the other. The physical response is the physiological changes or feelings that occur in the body in reaction to an event, and in this context, while an image is being formed. This theory suggests that the image consists of a stimulus and a response proposition. The stimulus is the representation of the object, event, or behavior being imagined. The response proposition specifies the somatic or behavioral changes that emerge when the stimulus is mentally recreated. The changes can be magnitudes of modifications to the actual behavior or a combination of mental or physical practices needed for the exact behavior. These can occur without the actual object, event, or behavior and are used to prepare for it. The simulation view holds that imagined acts function as an end in and of themselves. That is, imagining an act is a form of practice executed to fulfill the function of the act without actually performing the act. This theory that the nature of a person's imagery largely determines whether the act will be translated into overt behavior. All of this information is related to the imagery perspective. This perspective only differs from the symbolic learning perspective in its emphasis on the bodily response and the use of visualized acts to aid in the performance of actual acts. Impact of visualization on performance. The motor control and learning literature contain numerous captivating examples that highlight visualization's astounding and advantageous effects on task performance. For a comprehensive review, please refer to Driscoll, Cooper, and Moran, 1994. Various studies have consistently demonstrated that visualization yields exceptional results in facilitating the learning process for cognitive and motor tasks. Remarkably, individuals who solely engage in mental practice, utilizing the power of visualization, can experience considerable improvements in their performance. This remarkable phenomenon is because when individuals visualize themselves executing a particular task, their neuromuscular system is activated. This activation enables the brain to effectively send commands to the body, causing the muscles to engage and execute the desired movements with utmost precision and fluidity. Totkin, 2005. Consequently, individuals often perceive a substantial enhancement in their performance without engaging in physical practice. However, it is crucial to acknowledge that excessive reliance on visualization may inadvertently lead to a decline in physical practice. As the brain perceives that it has already accomplished the task through simulation, the motivation to engage in actual physical practice diminishes. Driscoll et al., 1994. While visualization undeniably offers numerous benefits, Striking the right balance between visualization and physical training is imperative to ensure optimal skill development. One of the most intriguing aspects of visualization is its ability to infuse variety into a workout routine and expedite the learning process of a given task. This is particularly evident in technique-based tasks, where progression heavily relies on refined skill rather than sheer strength. In such cases, performers can effectively utilize visualization to rehearse and perfect the precise technique mentally. By repetitively simulating flawless movements, performers significantly accelerate their learning process and attain proficiency in the desired task more rapidly. Totgen, 2005. A notable example of this phenomenon is observed in injury rehabilitation. When athletes face the challenge of being unable to participate in their sport due to injury actively, they can harness the power of visualization to practice relevant exercises mentally in preparation for when they are physically able to perform them. During rehabilitation, visualization serves as a bridge to maintain skill levels by adeptly rehearsing correct movements. Totgen, 2005. The theories proposed by Paivio regarding the use of imagery are equally applicable to visualization. Moreover, imagery is even more prevalent in context, as an athlete's ultimate success or failure is highly tangible. Sportspersons rely on visualization to repeatedly simulate desired task outcomes, be it a game situation or a specific movement. Consequently, this continuous repetition instills a profound sense of confidence within the performer, convincing them of their ability to execute the task, Totgen, 2005, successfully. In conclusion, visualization is a powerful tool with immense potential for enhancing task performance and expediting learning. By skillfully integrating visualization with physical practice, individuals can optimize their skill development and achieve remarkable outcomes in many cognitive and motor tasks. The art of visualization is an invaluable asset that enables individuals to tap into their vast potential and unlock extraordinary levels of achievement. Understanding the brain visualization connection. Delving deeper into the fascinating realm of the brain visualization connection, we uncover a field of study that, while still sparking debates among scientists, has produced compelling evidence suggesting the remarkable power of the human mind. This evidence points to the idea that the neural patterns activated during the vivid imagination of an action mirror those activated when the action is physically performed. A striking illustration of this phenomenon emerged from an experiment conducted at the Cleveland Clinic Foundation in Ohio, which meticulously explored the effects of visualization on physical strength. In this meticulously designed study, volunteers were carefully divided into 4 distinct groups, each tasked with different instructions over 12 weeks. The first group was instructed to engage in a mental exercise, visualizing themselves flexing their biceps with maximum effort 5 times a week. The second group was asked to flex their biceps at 1/3 of their maximum effort 5 times weekly. The third group took on a more strenuous task, physically exerting themselves to flex their biceps at total capacity, mirroring the intensity imagined by the first group. The final group served as a control and did not participate in any form of exercise, neither physical nor mental. The outcomes of this study were nothing short of astonishing. After 12 weeks, the control group experienced a significant decrease in muscle strength, halving their initial capacity. As anticipated, the group engaged in physical exercise demonstrated a slight reduction in muscle strength, a testament to the natural ebb and flow of physical conditioning. However, the revelation came when comparing the group's results that solely relied on visualization to those who engaged in physical exercise. Remarkably, the two groups had no discernible difference in muscle strength. This finding underscores the efficacy of mental visualization in maintaining muscle strength. It highlights the efficiency of such a practice, saving both time and effort for the participants. This intriguing outcome lends weight to the theory that the human nervous system distinguishes between a physically real experience and a vividly imagined one. This indistinguishability principle is the cornerstone of visualization's effectiveness and has been corroborated by research across various domains. Gerald E. Judd, a renowned physiologist at Baylor College of Medicine, has significantly contributed to this discourse. With decades of sports psychology research, Judd asserts, "I've studied sports psychology for 30 or 40 years, but not even the greatest coach can make you a better free throw shooter, golf player, or any other physical activity unless you practice. When practicing motor skills in sports, nothing in the world is more effective than visualization." His statement encapsulates the profound impact of visualization, not just as a theoretical concept, but as a practical tool for enhancing physical performance across a spectrum of activities. The experiment at the Cleveland Clinic Foundation, alongside Judd's insights, illuminates the profound connection between the brain and visualization, revealing the untapped potential of our minds to influence physical reality. As we unravel the mysteries of this connection, we edge closer to harnessing the full power of our imaginations to foster physical well-being, enhance athletic performance, and unlock new realms of human potential. Techniques for effective visualization. The art of visualization transcends mere mental imagery to embrace a sophisticated, multisensory approach that significantly amplifies its effectiveness. This intricate process evolves from crafting an essential visual representation to creating rich, multidimensional experiences that engage all the senses, particularly kinesthetic feelings. Kinesthetic imagery, where one sees and feels oneself executing a movement or skill, is pivotal in enhancing the vividness and impact of the imagined scenarios. Such sensory-rich visualizations are not only more accessible for individuals to manipulate and control, but also wield a profound influence on their emotional responses and self-confidence levels. By engaging the body's sense of movement and position, this technique becomes an invaluable tool, especially in contexts demanding precise physical coordination, like athletics. Visualization is recognized as a goal-directed mental practice that is immensely valued in sports psychology. Its primary objective is to bolster an athlete's skills, motivation, and confidence through a systematic mental imagery process. Initially, athletes are encouraged to visualize themselves flawlessly performing a specific skill. Subsequently, they advance to imagining the execution of this skill under increasingly challenging conditions, culminating in the visualization of successful performance during competitive events. This progressive deepening of the imagery experience is not merely a psychological exercise. It elicits physiological reactions in the athlete that mirror those occurring in real-life situations. Indicators like heart rate and electrical skin conductance align with the athlete's mental simulations, underscoring the tangible impact of detailed and lifelike visualizations. Research in this field substantiates that as athletes refine their ability to generate detailed, realistic mental images, these visualizations become a potent instrument for skill acquisition and anxiety management. The physiological congruence observed between imagined and actual experiences reveals the remarkable capacity of detailed visualization to serve as an effective surrogate for physical practice. It underscores the technique's utility for enhancing performance and preparing the mind and body to handle the stressors of high-stakes environments. In essence, effective visualization is a dynamic, immersive process that harnesses the power of the mind to foster improvements in physical performance, emotional resilience, and psychological readiness. By cultivating a rich sensory experience that meticulously replicates real-world scenarios, individuals can prime themselves for success, navigating the challenges of competitive sports and the broader demands of life with greater confidence and competence. Crafting effective positive affirmations for online selling. If you're unfamiliar with affirmations, they're positive statements about yourself or your circumstances. The theory behind them is that through positive thinking and self-empowerment, you can change how you think and feel about yourself, which will change your actions. Think of an affirmation as a pep talk to yourself. You are telling yourself how you would like to be rather than how you perceive yourself now. Over time, the theory is that the affirmation will influence your actions so that you become the person you aspire to be. This is particularly important for a home business or online business. When no boss or colleague can encourage or reassure you, it is too easy to fall into self-doubt or criticism when things go wrong. It would help if you were your most excellent motivator and fan, and affirmations can help you fulfill that role. For example, a person setting up online sales has made a mistake that has cost them money. They may think, I'm useless at this. I always do things right. I'm a failure at this. By thinking this, their confidence in setting up the business is dented, and they will inevitably fulfill their belief. They will avoid difficult tasks or anything that might make them make another mistake. So inevitably, they will make mistakes and not succeed, affirming their belief. An affirmation such as, I am capable of learning from my mistakes and turning my failures into successes, can break this negative thought pattern and create a more positive action cycle. Importance of positive affirmations in online selling. To understand why positive affirmations are essential in online selling, we must first understand what an affirmation is and what it aims to achieve. An affirmation is a statement constructed to attain a specific goal. The use of affirmations in positive self-development can be traced back to the early 20th century. Supported by psychological research, the practice of positive affirmations has been shown to elicit changes in behavior due to how affirmations affect how we think. By prompting positive mental imagery, affirmations can transform previously self-limiting beliefs into more productive thought patterns. This occurs because our brains are literally rewired by affirmations. When given a directive of some sort, the brain will strive to achieve that directive. This is the goal of any affirmation, to convince the brain of a particular belief, whether it be a belief in success or a belief in failure. The practice of affirmations can be of great use to the online seller, particularly when considering the competitive and often discouraging nature of online commerce. The job of an online seller requires unwavering confidence and self-assuredness. This is especially true for the individual who has just entered the field of online selling. Frequently, beginners in online sales will find themselves amidst feelings of trepidation and self-doubt due to the overwhelming nature of the tasks. Here, positive affirmations can serve as an effective tool of encouragement and a means to bolster confidence. By utilizing affirmations, the online seller can plant seeds of motivation and confidence in their consciousness, which will be a driving force toward completing any selling-related task. An example would be when a seller feels overwhelmed by the amount of information to learn when starting a new online business. This individual could create an affirmation stating, I can learn all that is necessary for a successful business venture. By frequently repeating this affirmation, the seller will, in time, adopt this mindset and will be more likely to take the necessary actions to achieve his goal, as the affirmation will remind him of his true capabilities. Identifying limiting beliefs and replacing them with positive affirmations. Be aware of your negative beliefs. It is essential to remain vigilant and actively address any negative beliefs in your psyche. Identifying these detrimental thoughts and perceptions can be challenging as there is no explicit formula or method for uncovering them. However, a powerful approach to unraveling these disempowering beliefs is acknowledging when you find yourself acting out by a negative belief, often by unconsciously obeying a hypnotic command ingrained within your subconscious mind. This process may manifest as a sudden plunge in your emotional state, leaving you feeling despondent and perhaps even engaging in self-criticism. For instance, imagine a scenario where you experience overwhelming anxiety, compelling you to withdraw from social interactions. In this case, it becomes evident that you may possess the negative belief of being antisocial, fostering the belief that this aspect of your nature can never be altered or improved. This realization can be identified by universal quantifiers such as never, which subconsciously instructs you to avoid social contact. By recognizing these negative beliefs and the self-limiting instructions they contain, you can actively work towards dismantling them and replacing them with empowering thoughts and behaviors. The source of negative affirmations is a limiting belief that hinders personal growth and success. One practical approach to overcome the frustration and disempowerment caused by these negative beliefs is to actively seek and eliminate them, replacing them with empowering and positive beliefs. This transformative process may seem daunting at first, but it is much simpler than one might anticipate. Recognizing that negative beliefs function as hypnotic commands, exerting control over our subconscious mind is essential. Recognizing and challenging these limiting beliefs can safeguard our safety and self-esteem. When faced with a negative belief, An individual naturally needs to protect and defend it. As a result, they often resort to rationalizing and justifying these beliefs through various fallacious and illogical arguments. These arguments serve as a shield to preserve the negative belief's influence and prevent potential harm to one's perceived self-worth or security. However, by examining these beliefs critically and objectively, we can dismantle their illusory strength and open ourselves up to new possibilities and greater personal fulfillment. Structuring positive affirmations for online selling success. Keep your affirmations to about 8-10 words. This makes them easier to remember and helps you to repeat them often. The more you repeat, the stronger the thought becomes, and the quicker it will supersede the negative belief. Repeat affirmations at least 5-10 times in a session. Do this at least twice a day, early in the morning, just as you get out of bed and are about to sleep. This is because the mind is still close to sleeping and more impressionable. When using affirmations, it helps to put yourself in a relaxed state, as this is when the mind is less active. Therefore, it is easier to implant the affirmation into the subconscious. You can reprogram your mind and improve your overall well-being by taking a few moments each day to focus on positive affirmations. Remember, consistency is critical. The more you practice, the more profound the impact. Embrace the power of affirmations and watch your life transform. Keep pushing forward, believing in your potential and the limitless possibilities. Your mind is a canvas, and with affirmations, you hold the paintbrush. It's time to create the masterpiece you've always envisioned. Trust the process and let the affirmations guide you towards the life you truly deserve. It is extremely crucial to pay close attention to the words you will be utilizing in your everyday conversations. This encompasses the initial step of discerning words you presently employ which carry a negative connotation. An exemplary illustration of this would be using the word try. Incorporating this particular word embodies an escape hatch to evade potential failure. For instance, if I do not achieve my desired outcome, it becomes insignificant because I only stated that I would try. Alas, the word try is feeble since it needs definiteness and commitment. Therefore, replacing the word try with a more empowering alternative, such as will, is imperative. Nevertheless, this substitution can present a considerable predicament as it involves uprooting a profoundly ingrained psychological obstacle from your subconscious and bringing it into the realm of conscious reality. To ensure optimal efficacy, always construct affirmations as I statements, consistently utilize the present tense, and infuse them with genuine emotion. Implementing these practices will manifest profound transformation and unlock unlimited potential. Visualization exercises tailored to achieving marketing goals. The following visualization exercises are designed to help marketing professionals. Each exercise should be done in a quiet place, free from interruptions. It is best if they are done in a fully relaxed state. Do this by lying on your back, taking a few deep breaths, and then consciously relaxing all your muscles, starting from your toes and working up to your head. As with any physical or mental exercise, the more you practice, the better you will become. Studies have shown that increased proficiency in the visualizing process will occur after only a few weeks. Continue to practice for a few minutes each day, and soon you will recognize changes in your ability to create mental imagery, and therefore changes in your actual behavior and environment. After each exercise, it is essential to awake feeling refreshed and alert. If at any time during these exercises you find yourself falling asleep, stop and try again later. Always end each exercise on a positive note. This is important because the visualization process taps the unconscious mind with positive instructions affecting habits, behavior, and attitudes. One carries this energy into everyday life by leaving the session with a positive image. Setting clear marketing goals for visualization. The format of the visualization will depend on the person. Some people can best imagine a series of slides portraying events. Others are better at visualizing a single image frozen in time. Some may visualize a chain of events from start to finish, while others may see the result. Find whatever method is most effective and stick to it. Random visualizations during the day are exemplary, but dedicating a specific time for the practice is often easier. Usually 15-20 minutes is sufficient. Over extended periods of practice, the image becomes more precise. This is a sign of improvement, and increased self-belief accompanies the increased clarity. A strong belief in what is being visualized is crucial. Whether the goal is to increase sales calls made in a week from 20 to 25 or to take over the global market, anything that can be achieved in the real world can be achieved through steady and focused visualization with solid belief. Goal setting is paramount to successful visualization. The visualization may be vague and unproductive if one does not have a clear goal. The first step is to make sure that your goal is particular. For example, a small company may visualize having many new clients. However, this is too broad. The company wants to increase its client base, and the visualized image should be of something more specific, such as several signed contracts on the wall. A goal such as increasing market share is best visualized as a war scenario. Other specific marketing goals could be improving the corporate website or developing a new product. In these cases, please print out the exact goal and place it near where you are conducting your daily visualizations. Being too broad does not lend itself well to visualization. An image or scenario should represent the goal in its entirety. It takes some practice to develop this skill, but it is highly effective once mastered. Visualization techniques for enhancing marketing skills. Another simple and effective way to enhance and hone your communication skills is by creating vibrant and elaborate mental images depicting successful interactions with a diverse range of individuals. By visualizing and imagining the specific and valuable information that you intend to convey to others, along with envisioning a favorable and productive outcome, you significantly augment your proficiency in communication. These mental images should be astoundingly detailed, leaving no aspect unexplored, and possessing a remarkable sense of vividness and realism. For instance, a skilled salesperson might opt to engage in this exercise, where he practices adeptly conveying intricate product information to a discerning client. By actively partaking in such an exercise, the probability of attaining fruitful and effective communication is substantially elevated. Moreover, this practice has the inherent advantage of making individuals more aware and mindful of the numerous opportunities for meaningful communication in the real world. With consistent effort and practice, one can extensively refine their communication prowess and effortlessly navigate various social interactions with finesse and success. One technique that can significantly enhance your performance in a big presentation or a sales call is the highly effective method of mental rehearsal. It is well known that the best public speakers are more than just born with exceptional speaking skills. Still, they have diligently developed and honed their abilities through years of rigorous practice. Mental rehearsal or visualization entails practicing a speech, sales call, or any other skill solely within your mind. By vividly running through the entire situation in your head and paying close attention to every sensation and emotion that arises, you can effectively simulate the experience. Consider how you feel, the words you passionately convey, and the outcome you desire. By repetitively engaging in this powerful exercise, you will witness a notable increase in the likelihood of delivering a successful and impressive performance. Moreover, these mental rehearsals will subtly program your brain to execute the desired tasks flawlessly, ultimately boosting your confidence to its pinnacle. This exercise yields remarkable results for salespeople and individuals frequently delivering impactful presentations. Marketing is a constantly evolving field that requires professionals to stay ahead of the game. As marketing strategies and tools shift, so must the skills necessary to use them. Visualization is a potent and impactful tool for enhancing skills of any type. It is a profoundly transformative exercise for the mind, allowing you to create a rich and vivid mental image of what you want to accomplish and the precise process to get you there. These mental images serve as a wellspring of inspiration, confidence, and self-motivation, fueling your drive to succeed in the dynamic and ever-changing marketing arena. This invaluable strategy can be employed to tirelessly practice and continuously improve an extensive range of essential skills, crucial for success in the world. By harnessing the power of visualization, marketing professionals can unlock unprecedented levels of creativity, strategic thinking, problem-solving abilities, and persuasion skills. Moreover, it enables marketers to hone their data analysis, market research, brand management, and customer engagement skills, ensuring they are well equipped to navigate the swiftly evolving landscape of digital marketing. Visualization gives marketers a powerful tool to experiment with innovative campaign ideas, optimize marketing processes, and anticipate future trends. With this technique in their arsenal, marketers can unleash their full potential and elevate their capabilities to unprecedented heights, always staying ahead of industry trends and maintaining a competitive edge in the fast-paced marketing world. Using visualization to overcome marketing challenges. There will always be challenges in executing any new marketing strategy. It is human nature to resist change, and often the most resistance comes from those in control rather than the target market. The challenge is to convert these people, usually the client or top-level management, into a visualization of the new strategy. They must believe in the strategy and see the result before it has happened. Often a marketer will stumble here and be unable to effectively display the strategy to said person, let alone have them buy into it. This is where the most simple use of visualization, telling a story, can be the most effective. Creating a story in the client's mind relative to a successful strategy implementation will plant the seed that can often be the turning point in decision-making. Using a marketing plan as a timeline, tell a story of how success will happen and what the results will be. Create a clear vision in the client's mind and have them experience every phase of the plan. This story can then be broken down into a series of images and turned into a slideshow the marketer can bring to future meetings regarding the strategy. Showing the client the presentation will align both parties on the strategy and validate the marketer's confidence. A personal success story from someone who has met similar challenges can be a powerful image. Visualize the person telling the story as a credible role model and picture yourself in their position. This enables the connection of how this person was successful in your situation and begins the transfer of confidence. Incorporating visualization and affirmations into daily routines. Say this: I'm creating a daily visualization and affirmation practice. Find a quiet space where you can relax for a few minutes. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and exhale fully. Gradually let go of any thoughts or anxieties which cross your mind. In your mind's eye, start to visualize the future or reality that you wish to manifest. Make a mental movie and delve into scene after scene of you experiencing and living your ideal future reality. Include every detail you desire. Make it as bright, colorful, and honest as possible. As you continue to practice visualizing, you will become more and more adept. In the initial stages, retaining a clear mental picture is complex, and your visualizations keep slipping from your control. Do not be disheartened if this happens. Calmly pull the image back together and continue. With practice, it will become more accessible. Eventually, you can watch your mental movie with total clarity and control. Do this for about 5 to 10 minutes each day. After you have visualized, affirm the reality or future you have just seen by stating what you want as if you already have what you have visualized. Affirmation is all about convincing the subconscious mind that the indicated affirmation is your truth, and therefore the subconscious mind will work towards manifesting that truth into your reality. Do this for a further 5 to 10 minutes each day. Creating a daily visualization and affirmation practice. These are some sample ways to set up a daily practice. There are many ways to make this practice a part of your daily routine. For example, pick a time of day when you can be alone and undisturbed for 10 minutes. Schedule it into your daily planner and consider it a necessary appointment. Or link your practice to another regular daily activity like drinking your morning coffee, brushing your teeth, or getting ready for bed. This works exceptionally well for affirmations where you can repeat them to yourself while doing these other activities. You can also use visual or auditory reminders such as notes in a diary, pictures, an alarm on your watch or computer, or a particular object where you will see it at the relevant time. An effective way to ensure you remember to do it is to get a friend or family member to remind you and ask about it for the first few weeks. Once this routine is established and you begin to see the changes it makes in your life, you appreciate the value of this practice. It will become an integral part of your lifestyle. A powerful technique for making visualization and affirmations work is to practice them deliberately at the beginning and end of each day. Creating a routine for your practice will strengthen the impact of this work, and it will help you to form the habit of being positive all of the time. Doing your visualization and affirmations first thing in the morning and last thing at night is especially effective because these are the times when you are most relaxed and receptive. The last 3 minutes before you fall asleep, your mind is hypnotic, and this is the ideal time to influence your subconscious. At these times of day, your brainwave activity is slower, making it easier to get in touch with your subconscious mind. Integrating visualization and affirmations with other productivity techniques. This is fine and can lead to creative insights or emotional catharsis and resolution of issues. However, it may only sometimes be productive in a strictly practical sense. But at other times, when we are interested in solving a specific problem, preparing psychologically for a particular activity, or working on one of the things that affirmations are intended to target, it is possible to use a more focused and deliberate form of visualization. These specific applications are most straightforward to integrate with other techniques, for the simple reason that what we do in such moments is already an attempt to effect some change in ourselves or our condition. The other methods are simply different tools that might also be used to the same end. An endurance athlete using imagery to rehearse the successful performance of a complex race strategy is doing something similar to what he would do in planning it out on paper, and may find that the two activities are nicely complemented. Meanwhile, affirmations are always used deliberately to influence mood, thoughts, or behaviors. They can be aligned with any other activity by asking, how can I use this to serve my goals? One of the exciting things about visualization and affirmation techniques is that they fit very easily with other methods you might want to use to enhance performance or self-improvement. To present a few ideas, some of the more commonly used techniques for time management, stress reduction, maintaining concentration, physical coordination, building self-confidence, and self-talk have a very natural and intuitive fit with the practice of sitting quietly to concentrate on mental imagery or of repeating affirmations to yourself. Initially, let our imagination roam a little and follow wherever it leads, using visualization in a relatively unstructured way, following the flow of whatever images come to mind. Maximizing the impact of visualization and affirmations in daily life. The journey towards mental transformation through affirmations often encounters a stumbling block due to the mind's tenacious grip on current affairs. This challenge is particularly pronounced in individuals grappling with chronic illnesses, financial hardship, or low self-esteem. In such cases, despite repeated attempts to use affirmations like, I am healthy or I am wealthy, the stark contrast between these hopeful assertions and their lived reality can lead to discouragement. Individuals may start to believe that no amount of affirmation repetition can bridge the gap between their aspirations and their actual circumstances. At this critical juncture, the visualization technique emerges as a powerful ally. Visualization transcends mere repetition of affirmations by creating a vivid sensory experience of the desired state. For instance, someone affirming their health could use visualization to conjure up a momentary yet potent sensation of robust health, even if it's just for a fleeting second. This practice of marrying affirmations with a tangible, felt sense of their truth is a fertile ground for nurturing a more profound belief in the transformative power of affirmations. To deepen this process, affirmations can be approached as objects of meditation, where the individual strives to maintain the delicate balance between the verbal affirmation and its corresponding sensory experience. The goal is to extend this harmonious state for as long as possible, warding off any internal or external distractions that threaten to revert the individual to their prior condition. With persistent practice and incremental successes, this active visualization gradually gives way to spontaneous imagery, enhancing the efficacy of affirmations during meditation or periods of relaxation. Affirmations operate on the principle of declaring something to be valid with conviction. However, when there's a significant gap between the affirmation and one's self-perception, the mind may paradoxically reinforce the opposite of what's being affirmed. For example, affirming I am powerful might inadvertently trigger an inner counter-argument of I am not powerful. Recognizing and exploring the contrast or opposition to an affirmation can be incredibly insightful. Visualizing both the affirmation and its antithesis, as if they were scenes from a movie, allows an individual to compare the emotional resonance of each scenario. A stark difference between the highlights areas needing attention and alignment with the intended affirmation. This approach of contrasting visualization can also serve as a form of exposure therapy for those dealing with anxiety disorders. By safely confronting feared scenarios in the imagination, individuals can identify intense adverse reactions, signal the need for desensitization. Through this nuanced application of affirmations and visualization, individuals can gradually recalibrate their mental landscapes, paving the way for genuine change and healing.